Hey everybody, guess what? We are back. Back once again. This is African Frame Podcast. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And click the notification bell icon so that you can get notified of any other videos that we might be releasing in the future. I'm not alone as usual. I'm with Rob Sibeko, an author, a director. He's released a book called Jeans War. I'm sure you can see in his background there. Cool background. And we have a special guest. This is her second time being with us, Lady Robzy. Welcome. welcome. I think last time she had blue hair. She's like Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim. Yeah. Different hair colors. Yeah.
Extraordinaire.
But
Yeah, I'm saying she's a great cosplayer.
And I do drink different tea flavors too.
I saw the Gwen Stacy cosplay that you did. That was pretty cool.
Which one?
Spider-Gwen.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I take huge pride in that. I feel like doing some pictures sometime, but it'll be Shinobu Spider-Gwen because right now my hair color is black and purple, but it's still the side shade.
Shinobu Spider-Gwen? I think who's that?
From Demon Slayer? Is an anime. So it's just Shinobu.
Oh.
But it's Spider-Gwen too.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I can't wait for season 4. Season 4. I hope it's coming out this year.
It's been confirmed.
Have you watched it, Rob?
Only the first season and the Mugen Train one. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Oh,
me too.
Dude.
I'm on the same page as you.
Season 2 is really good.
All right.
Yeah, this time around we just wanted to do the Lion King, the animated one, the original one.
Yep.
So yeah, just a few things before we get into it. Just the usual trivia stuff. So this one came out in, I believe it was 94.
Yes.
And I think this was during what we call the Disney Renaissance. This is when basically Disney was on a roll in the 90s. Like they were doing a lot of great animated film projects like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, obviously Lion King. I don't know if I'm missing anything else, but
Little Mermaid. I think that's what kicked it off, from correct.
Right, The Little Mermaid. And I think at this time, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, this is when Jeffrey Katzenberg was heavily involved in these projects.
Yeah.
Just before he left to go to DreamWorks.
Yeah.
And do and then
cool.
he went to do what's this? The Prince of Egypt.
Oh,
and
yes.
and Road to El Dorado and all those things.
Yeah.
But
it's Shrek that we really know him for, because Shrek was like the ultimate anti-Disney movie. He kind of made Shrek as a punch in the face to Disney.
Right.
He was
But
promised.
I read somewhere that he actually did the Prince of Egypt because he was suggesting it at Disney for a very long time and they didn't want to do it. But he finally got to do it through DreamWorks.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think Ron E. Disney was CEO at the time, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is Walt Disney's nephew.
I'm not sure that one. I'm not sure, but probably, yeah. Because I know he felt snubbed with that one, so then he left. Yeah, because he was supposed to get the slot, the top spot.
Who's that? Oh, is it?
Yeah, but then he went to DreamWorks. Because
And this was actually the highest grossing animated film of all time before Toy Story.
Yep.
Because they had a budget of 45 million and it made 968.4 million at the box office.
Crazy.
That's close to $1 billion.
When I was a kid, my whole family, we all went to the cinema to watch that movie on release week. And it was
94.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, whole family.
How was that experience?
It was wild, dude, because it was like nothing you'd ever seen before. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I had no idea, man.
Refresh your guys' memory from last time. When did Toy Story come out?
I think Toy Story came out in 98 or 96.
That's a good question.
Yes.
Uh,
95.
95.
Oh,
So
so
not
it's a
that.
year after Lion King.
Huh.
And Disney hadn't bought them yet. Yeah, Disney had
No,
not bought them yet.
no, no,
They
no.
bought in
In the 2000s, I think.
yes.
The early 2000s.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I think Disney bought Marvel in 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
2006. They bought them in 2006. Pixar.
They bought Pixar in 2006, no?
Yeah.
But I
That
think they
makes
bought
Steve
Marvel.
Jobs.
But I think they probably bought Marvel in 2008, if I remember correctly, or 2009, somewhere there.
Yeah, 2009, December 31st, for $4 billion.
Yeah. Oh, the last day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But yeah, anyway, so the cast includes Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick, man, this guy is, I don't know, I feel like he's slept on. He's one of the best actors.
Love him.
Yep.
I love him, man. He was in Godzilla. He was in Spectre Gadget. Well, the first one, that is. And he was in The Cable Guy. He was also in. Do you remember this movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes, that was his blow-up movie. Yes.
Dude, that movie is insane. Like, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I can add in that he was in one of my favorite films. It's by Mel Brooks with Nathan Lane, who voices Timon,
Yes.
and it's called The Producers.
The Producers.
Oh,
I'm not
yes.
The Producers.
What's Hitler in Springtime? Yes, it's a funny story.
Is that the one with Uma Thurman?
Yes,
Yes.
and Will Ferrell.
They try to make a terrible movie on purpose, and it turns out to be amazing.
I feel like Mel Brooks doesn't get enough flowers, eh? Like Mel Brooks is one of the best comedy directors of all time.
Robin Hood Men in Tights is still one of the funniest movies that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Didn't he do Spaceballs?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did something. I can't remember what else he's done. Like everything's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now.
Who, Mel Brooks?
Guns and Saddles.
What's that?
Was it Guns and Saddles? The Western one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did that one.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. There we go.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh yes.
I think he did History of the World.
Yes. Part 2.
Yeah. So he's really good.
No part 1.
There's no part 1.
My dad introduced me to Mel Brooks. So
Nice.
my love for comedy has come from. Yeah.
Dope. And then we have Jeremy Irons as Scar. I do know that I think he wasn't feeling so well during production, and when he was recording Be Prepared, Jim Cummings came in because Jim Cummings was playing one of the hyenas. It's Bonza.
Yeah.
So he recorded some of those vocals, and then Jeremy Irons came back in, and
They played Ed, not Bonsai.
Oh, Ed. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Ed, yeah, that's what Thing was saying. Yeah.
Because Ed is the one that doesn't talk, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, okay. But I feel like we also need to give like Jim Cummings his flowers. Like that guy voiced so many characters in Disney. Darkwing Duck, Pete from Goof Troop. So many characters.
Does Ham. I think he does Ham, right? No, that's John Ratzenberger. Jim Cummings does Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're right. He does. He does.
There's this thing that I saw on the internet. I don't know how true it is, but I keep seeing it. That he would find children in hospitals, and he would talk to them as Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's pretty cool, man.
Very sweet.
Rob, were you the one that was telling me that Winnie the Pooh is like a metaphor of different kinds of depression or something? Was it you or was it someone else?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like the Russian translation of Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if you heard about the Russian translation of Winnie the Pooh. Apparently, it's very existential. Like apparently, like the things that Eeyore says and Winnie the Pooh say are deep compared to the English version, to American version. So,
Really?
yeah,
That is crazy.
it's very interesting. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you have as I was saying, Jeremy Irons plays Scar, the villain, of course. Jeremy Irons has been in Die Hard 3. He was in Watchmen, the series. I don't know if you guys have watched Watchmen, the series. It's really good.
Yeah, I haven't yet. Nah.
He's played Alfred Pennyworth in the DC
Yes.
universe, like The Flash,
Mhm.
Justice League, and he was in Moonlighting,
Yeah.
uh, and Dead Ringers and Lolita. So yeah, that's him right there. And then you have James L. Jones,
Mhm.
probably one of the most prominent voices in all of Hollywood. I
Yeah.
I
mean,
wonder what he's been in.
so yeah, he provided the voice of Darth Vader. Obviously, he voices Mufasa. He's been in Coming to America as the dad. I mean, I think he did a stage play of Fences back in the day. He
Yes.
was in
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian. I don't know what else.
That's the greatest. He did one with Robin Williams, Angriest Man in the World, where like Robin Williams in a hurry. It's one of the funniest scenes you ever seen. Where like Robin Williams in a hurry, and then you just see James Earl Jones doing slow motion. It was just you have to watch the movie. But anyway, World's Angriest Man, Robin Williams, James Earl Jones shows up for a scene. Brilliant. But yeah,
wasn't he in Soul Man? You remember Soul Man?
the one with Samuel Jackson and Bernie Mac. Oh no, which one?
No, not that one. There's a movie about this guy who wants to go to college, but he cannot. I think he didn't get. He couldn't get accepted, so he pretended to be black or something like that. You don't
I
know
don't
it?
know that one. I do know
Yeah.
this kid Coming to America.
Yes.
That's what I yeah.
Yes. And he wasn't best of the best. And then you have Maria Kelly. I only know this lady from One Tree Hill. I don't know if you guys are familiar with One Tree Hill.
Oh, Moira Kelly.
Yeah.
No.
She's the one that plays Nala in this one.
That's cool.
That's very cool. But yeah, Twin Peaks is a movie that technically is like one of those movies that everyone knows, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, Twin Peaks is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Yes.
One day I'll find out.
The new one or the old one?
That's a good question.
Wait, is Twin Peaks a TV series or is it a movie?
Both.
TV series.
But yeah.
I'm thinking of the old one.
Yeah, it's a new one. This says 2014. No, it says 1992.
No, it's 92, yeah.
Okay, she's in both. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I know David Lynch was involved in Twin Peaks, and I don't know if you guys know David Lynch.
Who's David Lynch again? The name sounds familiar.
He makes like, I won't say creepy movies, but let's say unique movies.
Oh, the Elephant Man. No?
Yes,
Harry Potter.
Yes.
Harry
He directed Harry Potter and...
Which one?
Which one?
I don't know, the
David
first two.
Lynch. I don't think of Christopher Columbus.
I don't know, but David Lynch did do a Harry Potter film.
He did Dune, I know that.
I had no idea.
He did the OG Dune. Okay, well that's interesting.
Yeah, the OG Dune, I think we need to review it because I think didn't it bomb at the box office?
Yeah, it bombed. It's a weird movie, dude. It's so weird. It's so like, yeah, it's a weird movie. I don't know how to describe it. I think Denis Villeneuve did the best job.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also have,
I don't see anything of Harry Potter. I must have got it mixed up. But I see Sin City.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, he does look. He actually looks like he is in Harry Potter, or at least he's in Fantastic Beasts. But
Who directed Goblet of Fire? Maybe
That
it
was,
isn't.
is it not Chris
Inieto.
Columbus?
It's something Inieto. It's the guy that did God damn it. I suck at this. Okay. I know the answer there. It is it's a Spanish guy. He did we all know him.
Oh, Mike Newell.
Mike Newell. Oh, I'm wrong.
Wait. How many movies did Chris Columbus direct?
Oh, because Goblet of Fire is number 4. I'm thinking number 3.
Mm,
He did one.
I'm telling you now. He's directed a Harry Potter movie. I just can't think of which one. Maybe he did the third one.
That is a Spanish guy.
Because I think Rob was telling me that the other day, didn't Guillermo del Toro do that one?
I'm thinking of David Yates.
David Yates did number 2, I think.
Which one did Chris Columbus do then?
No, basically from 5 onwards, I believe, is Chris Columbus.
Oh.
1 as well.
Oh.
Yeah, he did number 1, and then like from 5 onwards, and then all the other movies are basically him.
Wait, he did number 1, then did number 5?
Yeah, pretty much. Then they gave it to other directors.
That
I
is
need
so
to do
weird.
more research in future.
Well,
I always think so sure, but my memory is like fading me lately.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's a bit tricky because I don't even think we thought that we'd talk about Harry Potter.
That's a tangent. But at the same time, it's good because what ends up happening is we end up, the knowledge we gain from these talks end up staying with us. So don't worry, don't forget next time.
Yes, definitely. No, but he did he did Chamber of Secrets as well.
Makes sense. You could kind of see that. You can
But
see
then
his
there's a
style
guy-
is more whimsical.
There's a guy called Alfonso Cuarón who did Azkaban.
Yes. One of the most famous directors, yes.
And then Mike Newell did Goblet of Fire. David Yates did
Goblet of Fire. That was fun.
Yeah, then David Yates. David Yates did Order of the Phoenix, and then Half-Blood Prince was David Yates as well. And then Deadly Hallows was David Yates, well, part 1. And part 2 was David Yates.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They gave it to Yates even more.
Yeah. He basically did the rest.
Okay, Yates is the guy, not Columbus. Okay, yeah.
And then obviously you have Nathan Lane as Timon. Jeez, man, there's a lot we can say about this guy. Nathan Lane, you remember there was a movie where he was chasing a rat, like the whole movie?
Mousetrap.
Yeah, she's right.
Mousetrap.
Yep.
Mousetrap.
There's one of the most disgusting scenes of all time in it. And that's the cockroach scene. That one traumatized me as a kid, eh?
I don't remember the cockroach scene. What
Basically,
I used to watch it in cinema.
He's a chef, right? So then he has like he's like opening a grand restaurant. It's his biggest achievement. But then they bought a matchbox that was full of cockroaches, giant cockroaches. So some famous food critic takes a bite, right? And then they see half a cockroach and like, where's the other half? And yeah, you can imagine what happens next.
Yeah. Yeah, he was also in Modern Family as Pepper.
Yeah.
Obviously, he voiced Timon, but he was also in another Disney cartoon, Teacher's Pet. I gotta be a boy. You remember that one?
Not really. But my favorite one from him is Bird.
He was in The Producers too.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
For me, Birdcage was where he really rocked my world. That movie with the two Rob Williams, the 2 gay dads.
Yes.
Funny enough, when he was approached by Disney to do this voice, their role was meant to be so small. Like Timon and Pumbaa's roles were actually really meant to be small, but for some reason, like he's like, okay, I got a buddy of mine that I'm gonna include in this whole situation. I guess maybe they started freestyling or whatever, and then boom, they became The biggest guys ever. Who's this guy? Ernie Sabella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad he did. Yeah, because that is worth it.
No,
I just need to apologize. I need to keep an eye on my cat. She had stitches done, so she's running around and like licking her stitches. She's not supposed to.
Yeah,
So I
no,
just
that's dangerous. Yeah.
keep
I
a
don't-
vigilant eye. We can't afford a cone, so I need to
Yeah. No,
make
it's all
sure
good.
like that she stays put.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure,
understand.
I'm sure the viewers will understand.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like I said, Ernie Sabella. Ellie Sabella has been in Saved by the Bell, In and Out. I don't think he has a lot of movies done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but he was in some series like That's So Raven. He was in The Practice. You know,
What a shift from
he
that.
seems like he's more of a Broadway guy. He's a Broadway guy, though. He's more of a Broadway guy.
All right, makes sense.
But I guess it makes sense for him to be,
Such a good voice.
yeah, and also like be like in the. You remember the Timon and Pumbaa series?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him and Nathan Lane. It makes sense for them to be in something like that because I wouldn't say they're like Hollywood stars. They're more like, Broadway stars, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I wouldn't say more like character actors, but yes. No, Broadway stars makes sense, yes.
Then you have Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
As
amazing acting.
It's what was his name? Shenzi.
Shenzi.
Shenzi, yeah.
With one of the most iconic lines. Pick on someone your own size. Like you?
And then you have Marge Sinclair. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but she's the one that played Sarabi. And she was also in Coming to America, and she was James L. Jones' wife in Coming to America.
Oh wow.
Not that whole work-wife situation.
Hey, when you got chemistry, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. And then you had Rowan Atkinson as Zazu
Ah, yes.
with his morning report. And you had Robert uh, Guillaume? I don't know.
Allow me, maybe?
Guillaume, yeah. As Rafiki, yeah. Sana squash banana. And that's basically it. Then you have Marin. Marin, I don't know who.
Don't forget Cheech and Chong, buddy. Cheech Marine. Yeah.
Cheech Marin. Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, of course. Everyone knows Cheech.
Yeah, he was in Nash Bridges. He was.
But who did he voice?
Coco. He voices Ed. No. Banzai.
Banzai.
Oh, oh my gosh, you're right.
Oh, Scar, it's you. I just thought it was someone else, like Mufasa or whatever.
I thought it was a real lion, like Mufasa.
I thought it was a real lion.
And then Jonathan Taylor Thomas was in Home Improvement. He was one of the sons who plays Simba, young Simba.
Oh, young Simba, yes. Where is he, by the way?
I don't know.
Did he quit acting?
Cheech and Chong, Cheech.
No, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, young Simba.
Oh yeah, no, that face, dude. That's obviously that Disney face. That's like he's been in stuff, I'm sure. Just I don't know what recently.
But it seemed like he quit. I think he quit, eh? Because here it says years active from 87 to 2006, then from 2013 to 2016.
Focus on the quiet life, I guess.
Like the guy from Game of Thrones.
If you're a millionaire, then...
Joffrey.
Retired. Hey, but sometimes these kids, they look their best when they're kids, and then when they grow up, it just doesn't work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes I think it's just maybe you were doing it because your parents wanted you to do it, but then you just make your own decisions. Sometimes I think it's just like you guys remember Three Ninja Kids?
Yeah, of course, Three Ninjas, yeah.
I think that the kid who played Rocky, he quit after that movie.
Hey, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. I mean, you have to be homeschooled.
Yeah, I think it's a whole thing, hey?
Yeah, you have to have tutors. You don't get to have a life, so I get it.
Because apparently, you remember those YoTV, ETV, like KT, not KTV, YoTV and
Yes, TV, yes.
Crazy
Yeah.
presenters. They said they used to get bullied at school. Like you would think that they would be like famous because they're on TV, but nope.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, dealing with crabs in the bucket, man. Shame.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's the cast, guys, and that was the budget and the box office numbers. So yeah, I think we can get into it.
All right, you
I
guys
don't
ready?
know if there's anything you guys want to say before we continue, but that's basically
Well,
it.
I'll add one thing. James Earl Jones is basically one of the best subs ever. Because I don't know if anyone knows, but in Star Wars, it wasn't supposed to be him. He wasn't even like involved until
Yeah, it
like
was David Prowse, right? David Prowse is the one that was
yeah, was
acting as Darth Vader.
yes, was the actor, I believe, right?
The actor, yes.
Yeah, but then they were like, nah, dude, this isn't doing it.
Mm.
And then they made one of the greatest subs of all time. I think that probably like really changed the future of Star Wars. That
Yeah,
deep voice, like
it really, I think it really did, because that voice, man, it was so menacing. So,
yeah,
in as much as we hail James Earl Jones for his performance, we also need to include David Prowse there because
yeah,
he's the actor there.
exactly.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I just wanted to mention is that Jason Weaver, he's the one
Also,
that provides the singing voice for young Simba.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to get like 2 million once off for that singing part, right?
Holy cow.
But then his mom was like, wait a minute. How about we get royalties every year instead of getting 2 million once off? So that was his mom, and yeah, he's every year has been getting money from the Lion King because of
Damn.
the deal he made with his mom.
Good gamble. Nice.
Yeah, because he says like, hey, that Lion King money comes in handy, yo. You can
And
imagine.
then it's still coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was good business.
Oh, you! I think South Africans were gonna crucify us for not saying this. Okay, for the soundtrack, obviously you have Hans Zimmer, you
Yep.
have
Ladies.
Elton John, but then you also have Lebo M, the South African composer.
but that's nice.
Yeah, who did that? Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the actual vocals are like involve him. Yeah. Him. I know that I've seen interviews where Hans Zimmer talks about it, and he's like, yeah, I had to fetch him. He had to be in this thing, and he had a big input. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's basically it. I don't think there's any other thing.
Nah, it's all good. Think we're ready?
Oh, wait! Jeez. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Osamu Tezuka.
You just say
That sounds familiar. What is that?
Okay, just give me a second. I want to show you guys something quickly.
Okay.
There's a whole controversy about this. So Osamu Tezuka is a Japanese manga creator, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. You see where I'm going with this, right?
It's Tezuka, not Tezuka. Yeah. Anyway,
So he was a huge fan of Walt Disney, and he had his own manga, like Japanese comics, and he created something called I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he had something called Kimba the White Lion, or Leo, or Jungle
I think
Emperor
I've heard
Leo.
about this.
Yeah, so there's this whole controversy that Simba is basically Kimba. And if you think about it, when you see young Simba, doesn't he have like black things on his ears?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, wait. Are you guys ready for this? There is a fantastic movie that kind of breaks this down. There's a video on YouTube. It's a guy named Your Movie Sucks. And he goes over this in detail about how this Kimba Simba thing is a lie. Even the son of the artist says, no, guys, what you guys think is a tie together actually has nothing to do. The themes of the storylines are not matched. For example, do you know what the actual themes of Kimba are? Do you know what they are?
Mm-mm.
It's colonization. That
Right.
is the message.
I
Of,
have seen that video.
yeah,
I think what he was saying also, he was saying that the clips that people used to show to
from
make
the
their point,
1997 movie.
yes, are clips post the Lion King.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
you have to admit that there has to be a bit of plagiarism somewhere there, if you think about
Sure.
it.
You can say that everything isn't 100%, but when you look at the context
It's
of
not
these
bar for
things,
bar, yeah.
it is not. It is barely bar for bar. It
Yeah.
is shocking the differences.
Yeah,
Pumbaa
that's
is
true.
not the same, and Pumbaa only shows up for one episode in a 500 episode series.
Yeah, and Rafiki.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And they're not the same animals. The birds aren't the same. It's like basically saying you're not allowed to have a bird in a movie. It's kind of funny.
I think the people that make the case for that thing, they stretch this whole concept thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's people that probably haven't even watched the anime.
Of course not, because it's
Yeah.
what's it? It's almost as long as The Simpsons. So you know, I'm not
Right.
watching that.
Right.
And there's so much blackface.
Yep. But yeah, man. I mean, you would think that they probably stole that idea from Kimba the White Lion, though. But anyway,
if you
let's
watch
just.
it, you'll realize that.
Last year, I entered a Disney competition. It was a Disney hamper thing. And then I didn't think I'd win. I entered in October. And then December, they announced the winner. It was me. It's from the Disney Africa page.
Oh, that's amazing. What did you win?
I won a whole bunch of shit. I'll show you. But like one of them is a Simba plushie.
Oh, nice!
That's really cool.
And it's a special edition because it's Disney 100 or flip. Yeah, okay, there.
Centennial. Yay! That's nice.
So like he's got this whole holographic color going on over here. It's so cute. I want to put it over
You got
here.
official Disney merch.
Was it like a pop quiz type of situation?
It was a Facebook competition, and I just had to say what I guess is in this hamper. I won a bunch of Lego things. I can show you. So if you look at all these characters,
Snow White.
Beauty
Is
and
that
the
Oswald the rabbit?
yes, and then like all these
Moana,
little side
chicken.
characters, I won too.
That's
Snow
Nemo.
White.
Yes,
See the raccoon is from Pocahontas.
and then
Is there a raccoon from Pocahontas?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, okay.
there's the pug.
Yes.
Wait, what's that black thing next to Spider-Man there?
Oh, that's a
That
bit
is a
different.
creeper from
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah.
And then I won like a bunch of beauty products too. But like I won plushies. I won so many plushies. I won
What?
like many.
Yo, shout out to Disney, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also got Mickey.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Hey.
Jeez, like I'm thinking whoever
That's what I
delivered all these things must have carried like a huge box.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I'll show you. It came in this amazing like gift bag. It's like a velvet bag. It came in this bag.
That
With
looks
this drawstring. It's like a type of thing you would use for curtains. Like it's a thick
nice.
fabric. It was really cool. Oh, and I also got Disney Uno. And then it's got T'Challa on too, and some Star Wars characters. Oh, Darth Vader.
You must have lost your mind when you got all of this, eh?
I did. It was the best. And then like it's just vanity things. So I got this bag too, and then I got lip gloss, I got hand cream, nail file.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So many new things. Like at the moment I'm currently using this one lip gloss. It's Tinkerbell and it's vanilla fragrance. I had face masks, but I used all of them, but it would be Disney characters in different flavors.
Like ones. Oh, okay.
I looked like a serial killer. It was so creepy.
Oh, amazing, man. This is like
That's pretty cool.
This is better than money. I know it's a controversial statement, but that's film.
That's a nice, thing to experience. So yeah,
Did you get-
Simba.
Did you
will
get
be
any Toy
joining.
Story characters?
The only Toy Story things I think are in the Uno cards. That's about it.
Ooh, I see.
I don't know if Encanto is Pixar. I don't think so.
Enchanto. I think it is, isn't it? Is it not?
Disney Pixar. We don't talk about Bruno, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Disney.
I got Mirabelle.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I'm
that's
gonna
cool.
check these cards quick. I'll see if there's a Toy Story character.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's Pixar, but it's Walt Disney Studios, if that makes sense. You know, kind of like.
Okay, now I hear what you're saying. There's Woody.
This is fun. And then I got like one flash card from this. They said like one foil card. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because you're so used to standard Uno cards. And then I saw this Dory.
Oh, nice.
You know, I've
So
never
compared
played.
to
I don't know how
that's like
Okay.
a bit more flashy. So I looked up all of these things. You can get most of these at Discount, but like the value of all of these products together was 6K. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty grateful.
That's an Xbox right there.
Really? I don't think so. Maybe half the price.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm so
Wait,
thankful.
when did you get this stuff? In December?
Yeah, beginning December. I still need to make a vlog. I think I will because I recorded some short clips.
Yeah.
I did post a photo on social media, but that was just for a day.
No, please do, man. Please do, because that's amazing. Wow.
Badass, man.
Yeah. You make me wanna like check out competitions now. You never know.
Never know someone who wins. It's like who's ever won? How do you know?
Won a lot of competitions. I've won Jurassic World merch. I've won Morbius merch just by going on Instagram and Facebook and just tagging friends and sharing to your stories. It's so easy.
Wow.
Nice.
And then I won premiere tickets to go see the Marvels. I went on to a red carpet premiere in November last year. That was amazing.
I think offline you need to give me like lotto numbers because you have like a good luck charm thing going on. Like yo.
My best friend did try that with me. We tried to play. I wasn't so lucky, but I think I'll keep trying. So sure.
Who knows? Maybe next time we're recording, you're in your mansion and stuff. Like, oh, she finally won it.
I wish.
Are you ready, Rob?
Yeah, we're ready. Cool. Wait, this is the last chance for Don. It's past 10 o'clock.
Let me just ask him one last time, but please just continue.
All right, cool. So, the opening image is of a rising sun with the music starting the movie before the light enters the scene. We get a moment of grandeur as we see the entire African savanna, the grand landscapes as animals from across the territory. They are all headed one way. The music is diegetically included to the point where the lyrics are also being acted out. Not line for line, but the occasional line where you can like they'll be like the sun shining high and then like light will actually shine. You know what I mean? It's very nice. It's I really like that. Yeah. We see Zazu who's played by Rowan Atkinson, bow to Mufasa, kind of setting up the whole Lion King thing. Okay, you can see there's a hierarchy there. Then we see Rafiki hugging him. We kind of see relationship there. As the music calms, it becomes clear that we're witnessing a massive ceremony. Rafiki then takes Simba up for all to see, and the music just explodes to represent the elation of the animals as they all bow to their new king, and the overcast sky breaks to shine a light on Simba, all accumulating in a poof, revealing the title of the movie, The Lion King.
Perfect way to start a film.
Yeah.
If you have no idea what the film is about, you would think the movie is about Mufasa. It says Lion King, right? It shows you this huge Lion King who has a child. Yeah. So you're thinking, okay, it's about this guy. right?
Definitely.
And also the way the music is composed, how it starts with the rising of the sun, and by the time it's come to the, it's like we already had the first chorus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
Amazing. Beautiful. I
Absolutely.
don't think there's any Disney animated film that starts like that, is there?
Not as grand. I mean, I would say, if you look at it in terms of great intros, I think Up is probably one of the highest ones, just in terms of
Oh
sadness.
yeah.
But in terms
Right.
of grandeur, I think this is
In terms of emotional weight, right?
yes.
Mm,
I would say this one is grand, and that one is heavy. But they're both two big intros, definitely.
100%. I'm with you on that one.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Then we are now 4 minutes and 30 minutes in. The sequence ends, and we open on a mouse being captured by a lion. The lion being Scar, played by Jeremy Irons.
What's a mouse doing in the jungle, guys?
Dog. Hey, they gotta be wild somewhere, right?
Okay.
Not jungle, it's a safari. Savannah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A safari still,
Fair
but
enough.
like, what's a mouse doing in a safari?
They were
Field
just born with humans.
I think it was a field mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how they survived though. That's a good question, but definitely. Hey, snake's gotta eat something. We easily get Jeremy Irons is honestly for me the best voice actor of this entire movie. I think just this man, his conveyance is fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think James L. Jones is a close second.
Yeah, definitely. They both do a good job, but I'll try and get into detail more later. We get a short moment with Zazu and Scar. There's clear beef with them, a clear distrust. They don't like each other.
Because I think Zazu's like, yo, your brother's kid's ceremony is there's a ceremony. Why aren't you there? Why did you come there?
Yeah. And he's like, Thingamajiggy is pissed. You better have a good excuse. And he's just snooty. You know what I mean? He's such a being like a.
Jiggy's pissed.
Like he looks down at Scar because he knows that Mufasa has his back. You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't be talking so much smack if Mufasa was not alive.
Yes, I actually get into that. Yes, we get a great use of exposition. Now I mentioned this in the Rebel Moon review about the meaning of dialogue. It's not just about exposition; it's about character, and we find out exactly who these characters are, and just as importantly, we discover how they feel about each other.
Right.
Scar is self-indulgent and resentful. We see that in this short downtime period with the mouse. In good characterization, you get to look at a character in downtime and uptime. And you see the two different types of people who Scar is in one scene. When he's alone, he's bitter, passive-aggressive. Then we get a taste of Zazu, who's all about propriety. He speaks from power despite not having any himself. Like
yes. Yes.
Is why Scar tries to go after him twice. He challenges Zazu's sense of entitlement immediately, like tries to eat him twice. When Scar is met with real power, he has no choice but to use sarcasm and pretend to be small, which of course plays back later on at the end because he does almost the same thing. But he's still throwing barbs where he can without antagonizing Mufasa.
Yeah, I think he said something about a hairball, and Mufasa's like, that hairball is my son.
That is my son, and the future king.
And then he said something, and then Mufasa's like, is that a challenge?
Yes. He said,
it's like, temper. I wouldn't dream of challenging you.
Yes. He was like, I always watch my back, and so should you. And that's when Mufasa jumps on that immediately, yes.
Yeah.
But Mufasa does nothing to harm his brother, as long as his brother retreats. Because as much trouble as Scar is, he's still his brother. And even though Mufasa's not blind, he's still weary.
Yes. And also, Scar makes it clear that, look, because it's like, temper, I wouldn't even dream of challenging you.
Yes.
When it comes to brute strength, like, I'm nothing, bro.
Yep.
But when it comes to intelligence, Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course comes into play, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, this is all set up in 4 minutes. 4 minutes into 7 minutes, so that's in 3 minutes. That whole dynamic of who these people are to each other is set up
Right.
in 3 minutes, and the story never deviates from this. How they are to each other, it never changes. It's consistency, unlike
Yes.
Rebel. But
Right.
let's get into that. Time passes with a fadeaway cut, and we open up on a young Simba running into Pride Rock at the rising of the sun, while all the other lions are asleep. We get a nice moment between mother and father as they do the classic exhausted parent trope. What's funny is how 50-50 the relationship appears to be. It's tiny, but it gives us a little bit of character between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think this is actually the first time we see Simba is busy biting his dad's ears, like, Dad, let's go, whatever. And Mufasa's like, in the morning, I think Sarabi's like, in the morning is yours.
Yeah, when the sun rises, he's yours.
Yes.
But when the sun is down, he's still thinking he's mine. Yes.
Yeah.
They have that little, so you can tell that there's a relationship that they got a deal going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And then 9 minutes in, we get one of the most iconic moments of all time: Mufasa teaching Simba. Anywhere the light touches is our kingdom.
Right.
We get what a kingdom is. We get what a king is, which is, as I remember, we talked about the whole trope, the hero's journey, basically, kind of thing. This is them discussing the theme, basically. So one of the key themes is, of course, responsibility and duty. So we find out what a king is. We find out what the circle of life is.
Yeah.
All the time,
That's the ecosystem, how the ecosystem works, basically.
Exactly.
Right.
All the while showing that Simba is learning. We see that Simba is eager for leadership, or rather power, and Mufasa to try and correct his notions of power, his understanding of power is.
Because young Simba approaches it from a sense of entitlement.
Yep.
He just thinks it's gonna be like a walk in the park. All he just has to do is like be king one day, you know?
Be a badass, yeah.
Yeah, like you can see, I know this is a part where some versions cut it out, but in some versions it's in where Azazu comes in and does the morning report, right?
Okay, one of the worst songs of all time, yes?
Yes. Maybe that's why they cut it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's such a bad song, dude. It's just it's and it's not even them singing, it's other people.
Wait, isn't Rowan Atkinson singing that part?
If I'm correct, it is not him. I have to confirm it, but if I'm correct, the morning report is sung by other actors.
That sounds like something Rowan Atkinson would do, but okay. And that at that moment, this is where, while he's doing the morning report, Simba then just tackles him.
Yeah.
Right. And Zazu can't do anything about it because he's the king's son. You know? So it shows you like Simba is basically doing what Zazu was doing to Scar.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is when you say it like that, I'm glad they removed it then, because I've never actually seen a version with that in it.
You haven't seen a version of Simba tackling Zazu?
No. A version where he just does it. Because you have to remember something, when he does it, right? What happens is there's dialogue in between it. Because one of the differences you see in the live action movie versus the animated movie is that they just kind of do it in the live action one. But in this one, Mufasa's like, "What are you doing, son?" And he's like, "I'm trying to pounce." And it's like, "Oh, okay." And then he includes Zazu in it. So it's like a whole setup, basically.
Yeah.
So
No, that's how it goes, yeah.
Yes. So I like that they kept it, because it kept the consistency of the relationship between the father and the son.
Right.
Because remember, Simba sounds happier. I'm sorry, Mufasa sounds happier about hearing the morning report, because he's happy to do his duty.
Yes.
Whereas the live action movie, he's kind of not as happy. He's like, "Oh, it's time for the morning report." Whereas this
I haven't seen the live action yet. Okay.
All right, don't worry about it. But yeah, there's a big difference there. It's small, but it's there. Robin,
because I remember after he tackles him, Mufasa laughs, bro. Like, yo,
yeah.
It's in stitches.
Yeah. And then okay, where are we? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Basically, I would say a good writing technique right now is how we're showing the world before the inciting incident. It's to show how the world is at peace and equilibrium at play before the shit hits the fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we get the mother-father dynamic. We get Simba's lessons. We get Simba and Mufasa's downtime, Simba being happy and in love, the safety between them. Then the whole thing is broken by Mufasa's need to deal with the hyenas. You also get a look at Simba's motivations and how he talks about wanting to be a king, you know what I mean? And he wants to be grown up right now, you know what I mean? He doesn't wait, he's got no patience. This is, of course, set up for the future. 12 minutes in, we shift to an extremely disgruntled and listless and sulky Scar. Still upset, probably, about, yeah. In terms of sound and cinematography, you can see things are dark. And there's no action. Before, there was music, by the way, like soft music. You know what I mean? But now it's
like the part where their mothers are busy birthing them or something.
Yeah.
Like there's still some music in the background.
Exactly. But now when Scar's around, the music stops. And you just get like you just hear the sound effects of him kicking the bones and stuff like that. I think it's a setup to show that Scar is the bad guy without being too blatant. Simba comes in and now Simba has no idea how Scar feels. Like Mufasa understands.
Yeah.
To a certain level, at least. No, he doesn't understand how bad it is, but he understands that Scar is still upset. You know what I mean? But Simba has no idea. He just thinks he's got a weird, cool, funny uncle. You know what I mean? He says, "Oh, you're so
weird."
Yeah. What does he say again? It's such a funny line where he's like, "If I'm king, what does that make you? A monkey's uncle."
A monkey's uncle.
Yeah. So Scar uses this ignorance to take advantage of Simba and uses reverse psychology and tricks Simba into wanting to go to the same location that Mufasa said he can't go. Again, I'm going to bring back Rebel Moon. We discussed this with Rebel Moon about setting up a character's goals and obstacles so we can follow to see how it goes. Right now, we understand the situation. You know what I mean? We kind of giving a head start ahead of the story. You know what I mean? So a lot of stories, sometimes what they'll do is they'll leave you clueless and then things kind of just happen. This one, we know what the goals are of each character. And when we go into the scene, we kind of have to figure out, okay, what's about to happen right now? And will it flow the way we think it will? I just think that's a cool writing technique. Zack Snyder kind of did. Remember we discussed it about the first 20 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of discussed it, but Zack Snyder didn't do it as well. This one does it, of course, a lot better. But, yeah.
Because it was like, no, Simba, don't go to the elephant graveyard. You shouldn't go there. Knowing very well that Simba will go there.
Yeah, exactly. Then he'll be curious and he's like, keep it mind, it's our little secret. Yeah, exactly. It's manipulation 101 right there. Cool. So what are the goals? Simba wants to go to the graveyard now. Why? What's his motivation? Because he wants to be a grown-up right now. What's his obstacles? His own family and the safe space that's been made for him. Why? Because of the danger of the land outside the territory. This is great characterization. It is great because now we've already set up who they are and what they're doing. And now when we combine what they're doing, we understand why. So nothing has to be explained. It just has to happen now.
Right.
Understand? Yeah. It's a good way to know how 3D your characters are. I discussed this last week as well. What are they like in their up and down time? Or ask what words would make them angry or happy. If you can answer this, you're on your way to making great characters. Cool. Anyway, carrying on. Simba gets a hold of Nala and Sarabi lets them go to the watering hole as long as Zazu is watching. You know, that obstacle of keeping, that's the obstacle again of keeping them under key, lock and key for their safety. So now Simba has a goal to get past that lock and key.
Yes.
And as they set up their little plan, Zazu enters and tells them of their planned marriage.
Getting unannounced. Like, what is that?
I can marry her.
We're friends. Yeah.
Guys, I don't want to mess up anybody's childhood, but I'm sure you guys have already seen videos about this, where people are like, "But aren't Simba and Nala like siblings?"
Yeah. Basically, like first cousins.
Exactly.
If there's only Mufasa.
Yeah, because it's only
Mufasa. Lionesses.
Yeah, and unless Nala is Scar's kid, then yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's Scar's kid, but
yeah, it's not Scar's kid. So yeah.
It's two lions.
Guys, I just need to do something quickly. I'll be back just now. Please continue.
All right, cool. So 15 minutes in.
I don't know if Scar would have sex with Nala though. Not Nala, Sarabi.
I think it's a different lion that's Not think it's Sarabi per se, but nah, Sarabi wouldn't touch that man with a 10-foot pole.
Okay. All right, carry on.
Yeah, fifth. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think in the second movie that's when all the shipping comes in. But
Oh, that's true.
yeah,
I need to rewatch them and the third one.
yeah, same.
I used to watch the Timon and Pumbaa series, by the way.
Ah, dude, same. I never knew it was 85 episodes though. That one blew my mind.
What?
It's 85.
That's a whole anime.
Yes.
That's so cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We get the classic Disney, or rather most musical I Want song. For those who don't know what an I Want song is, it's a song where in a musical, it's a song where a character sets up its goals and motivations. They're laid out to the audience to understand how the character is going to fight to achieve their goals. Most Disney songs will have this. Of course, like Aladdin will have Jasmine's song. I forgot what it's called again, but she's got one of those.
I Won't Go Quietly in the remake.
Probably, yeah. I think that would be a good example of one. What's it? Gosh, The Little Mermaid, of course. The song she sings in the beginning, definitely her I Want song. Hunchback of Notre Dame, he has an I Want song, definitely. When he talks about wanting to come down, but you get the idea. Everyone has an I Want song. That's always what's going to happen. That and a villain song. They're always rules of musicals. Ursula is one of my favorite songs, but so is this one. Like I say, those are my two favorite songs. Be Prepared and Ursula's song.
Yeah, I love Be Prepared. The only issue is it wasn't put into the live action because it symbolized dictatorship.
Yes, you heard about that, yeah. But imagine one of the best songs of all time being like, okay, no, I think you guys are missing the point, guys. But anyway, yeah.
So with Lady and the Tramp, they removed We Are Siamese, the song by the Siamese Cats.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
That was racist, apparently.
I don't think it was, because they're Siamese cats, but I get it. It was maybe the voice they were doing, and they're like, we can't do that voice. It's offensive. Dude, it's good history. But anyway, cleverly they use a song to get rid of Zazu, giving it a reason as to be there, while using the marriage talk, which went against Simba's sense of unlimited freedom, to challenge him into action. Cool. 18 minutes in, we enter the elephant graveyard, which is followed by some of the most iconic filmmaking of all time, from the classic Birdie Boiler to Pick on Someone Your Own Size line. That whole section is beautiful. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. And then the hyenas come in. Just beautiful.
Perfect. Yes.
We also get a little bit of characterization in this moment, as we see Nala scratching one of the hyenas, mixed with her beating Simba every time. It kind of shows that she's a bit of a fighter. We see Simba coming back as well to defend Zazu and Nala at some points to show that he is actually brave when he isn't being an idiot. This ends with Simba being cornered before being saved by Mufasa. And then, yeah, and he is pissed at the end of that. Yeah, that was such a cool moment. Like, we've all seen like that, yeah, when you're in trouble from a parent, when you're a small kid.
That makes sense.
23 minutes in, we get the famous lion paw print scene, where you can kind of see, it's kind of that classic, you've got big shoes to fill in, but in a more literal sense. It's another important lesson, we get another important lesson for Simba about what it means to be strong and to be brave and to be a king. It's fantastic. The scene is truly great because throughout, we see Mufasa go through multiple emotions here. In the beginning, he's upset, acting out of fear for his son. Then he calms down as he explains to his son what bravery is. Then we see him smile because even though he came so close to losing his son, which was terrifying, he can't stay mad at the boy. And he laughs and smiles with him, acting out his love. All of this played out in 2 minutes. Because that's what acting is, man. It's like, you got to show the shifts and the waves in a pub. Yeah.
It's interesting though because it's just voice acting.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the best part.
But it just shows that voice acting is a skill. Like, there's a reason why everyone keeps using what they call what's their names again? Troy Barnes, not Troy Barnes. You know the two
Troy
names?
Baker?
Troy Baker. There we go. And those guys, because they know how to convey
It's
emotion.
fantastic.
Absolutely. Then you get like voice actors like, what about Peter Dinklage in Destiny? Like, yeah, where you sound like he was phoning it in. So
I
yeah,
don't think
that's
Are
okay.
you talking about Destiny the game?
Yeah, Destiny the game.
I
They did a
haven't played
very
it.
bad job. They had to replace his voice. They had to replace him. He was that bad. Yeah. They think they got an actual voice actor to do it, and that just goes to show it's a skill. And once you learn that skill, yeah, you have unlimited work. Anyway, they're licking their wounds when Scar. The hyenas are licking their wounds when Scar shows up, proving the whole thing was his plan, and Scar wants to get rid of Mufasa because he can't touch Simba while Mufasa's still alive. And then, of course, we get Be Prepared, one of the greatest musicals of all time. Cool. So now we've had the first scene and setup done, the first sequence done, and now we've got a new plan. And it's a new setup from Scar. So we know what to expect and how it'll go right or wrong. Scar, using his manipulation skills, completely controls Simba, who still trusts Scar implicitly. Simba is set up in the middle of a gorge, and we see a herd of bucks with the hyenas waiting for a plan. The shit hits the fan as the herd of bucks.
It's not bucks.
Yeah, what is it?
It's wildebeest.
Yeah. Is that all the same kind of thing? But anyway, yeah, wildebeest. Beast Wars. The shit is as the wildebeest stream as a stampede.
Now I'm imagining springboks. Or dassies. I don't know. Not
Hey, dude, I just know one of them is in the Big Five.
Oh my god. I just have heard of bugs. I feel like it would have been played out differently if it was more. Because wildebeest have the horns.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
They're heavier, yeah. Anyway, Scar fetches Mufasa to help while looking terrified. He's a great actor. Mufasa jumps in. Zazu is knocked out, removing him from the equation. By the way, this is honestly one of the best moments in animation in terms of music and lighting. The effort they put in to make the herd look realistic was truly great, creating new computer techniques. I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes about it, where they created like new technology to redesign how the herd was moving to make it more realistic. So none of the animals will clip into each other. They all move in a way that is where they like bump into each other and like move in a line, so it feels like a real herd. They put in so much effort into this movie.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Mufasa is on the brink of death when he makes it up the gorge, when Scar grabs him and throws him off back to the gorge.
Spoiler, man.
Yeah?
He's on the brink of death.
Yeah. That is honestly one of the most heartbreaking scenes. The betrayal played in shadow as Mufasa's face to show his realization of his brother's evil is just beautiful. The scene is then impacted by the vision of Simba seeing his father. Him alone with his father, Simba starts crying. And I think that's actually what I got the most choked up. When Simba's reaction to seeing his father, that's when it really emotionally hits you.
Are you one of those people that was like the live action ruined it because of his like animation done for that? It didn't bother me.
I think the animation is better. I'm not gonna say it ruined it, but I like the animation more because
yeah,
the tears.
You can see the wildebeest in his reflection, but like in the live action,
yeah,
you don't see. He's just standing there going, "Dad."
Dude, the voice actor. Like, I don't want to make fun of kids because the kid voice actor there. I'm not gonna make fun of him. But the performance by the voice actor and what's his name again? We called him Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He did a better job.
Oh yeah, he did for sure. Yes,
fantastic job.
That's true. I agree.
And he just dude, the emotions. Like, I once saw this video, and it broke my heart, actually. They were showing, a mom was playing a video of a little girl watching Lion King for the first time. And yeah, the kid is like, is he gonna get up? Is he gonna get up? And I'm like, oh, my chest. I can't. Yeah.
And then, like, I'm playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, and you get to unlock orbs when you do your farming, and then the orbs unlock like little puzzle pieces of images that happen in films. And one of them I'm currently working on is with Mufasa lying on the ground. And Scar is there, and I'm probably gonna see Simba too, but it's that scene, and I'm like, why would you add this in a PC game?
So weird. Anyway, out of the shadows, Scar appears, kind of ruining the moment. And then he gaslights Simba into blaming him. Like, this is gaslighting before the word gaslighting became famous. And he blames him and convinces him to run away, only to send hyenas after him. Simba escapes by jumping into a forest full of thorn trees. Simba keeps running, taking Scar's advice to heart. And yeah, 40 minutes in, the last scene of the first act sets up Scar speaking of what has happened to both Simba and Mufasa, and how he is now king, and the changes he's making along with the introduction of the hyenas to their territory. What's interesting is that no one doubts this. It's taken 100% at face value, which is a cool move for the movie because it closes things off perfectly. That's the first act, done. Scar wins. There's no Game of Thrones stuff. He just isn't. He just won.
It was a Game of Thrones thing.
Oh yeah, it was. But you know, Game of Thrones is always like gray. This one, there's no gray. Evil one. But I agree with you. It is a Game of Thrones style scheme. 41 minutes in, we see Simba on the brink of death in the sun when he is saved by our favorite people, Timon and Pumbaa. The most fun dynamic is they are comic relief, but unlike other comic relief, they are active members of the story. Like, I love Olaf, but he doesn't do anything. He's not as...
Yeah, he just makes funny jokes, like,
Exactly.
I've been impaled.
I'm not saying he has to save the day, but don't get me wrong, I like Olaf, don't get me wrong, I love him. But I love the fact that Timon and Pumbaa are so useful to the storyline, do you know what I mean? Like, they literally redefine Simba. Because they
This actually reminds me of someone that we know, I don't know if we could just say, but Keegan. He kind of ruined Usopp a little bit for me the one day. He's like, oh no, Usopp is just a comic relief character. He has no points in One Piece. I'm like, listen here. He has character development. He has a glow up later on.
Especially in the anime, he is useful. He's actually like the smartest guy there, if I'm correct, right? He is the smartest guy there. It's just, I think the live action, I haven't seen it fully yet. I think maybe he just hasn't had a chance to really show off his skills yet. But season 2 is confirmed. We're gonna really see Usopp more probably there. Huh?
Yeah, it happens later for sure. You should finish it. Yeah, no, Keegan was talking about the anime.
No, man, he watched the live action. He hasn't seen the anime. Well, unless I'm wrong. Well, we'll see. I'll ask him.
Live action. I think I gave him the link for it, but he pointed out to me, no, Usopp is just comic relief. He's just there for entertainment.
Nah, not in the anime. There's a cool scene actually with Usopp. Because of his cowardice, he does. I remember I saw a clip of it. Because of his cowardice, something happens, and they threaten to kick him off the ship unless he's like. Oh, it was such a beautiful moment where it's like unless he apologizes or something like that for the thing he did that was wrong.
We'll go back to Lion King soon. I just want to show you some props that I'm really proud of.
That's something you made?
Yes.
That is pretty cool.
And then for Christmas, and I'm going to use this for my post-time skip Usopp's slingshot, I got an actual slingshot. So you fit your hand through over here, and you grip on, and then it's like, it's powerful.
Yeah, that sounded powerful.
I love
your
it.
hand there, did you?
it doesn't do any damage to myself over here. It's protected. Because I think the bars are a bit further up ahead. So, yeah. And it's really nice because this is like a handle. It's very soft. So when you put your hand through, your arm can lean on this while you're holding here.
Yeah. Is it accurate?
I haven't tasted it. Wait, I have a few times. I was just drunk when I did. Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
How dangerous! You're gonna break some windows. Maybe don't do it back.
Luckily, I did that by a wall, but like this slingshot is pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Sorry about that, guys.
Problem.
Did you manage to get a hold of the other guy?
Well, he's not responding, so I don't know what the issue
That's
is.
a shame.
Yeah.
That's cool. We'll invite him another time.
Yeah.
Cool. You're lucky. Just in time for Act 2.
Oh yes, I heard you guys talking about Timon and Pumbaa.
Yep.
Yeah.
About,
You were saying our favorite guys, so I feel like that's also for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
About how Timon and Pumbaa, unlike maybe like characters like Olaf from like Frozen, they're more useful. They're more they're more directly functional to the storyline.
Yeah, like I mean,
yeah.
I was having a discussion with someone. I don't know if it was you, because I was saying that they are helping him deal with the grief, and someone was like, "No, they're actually helping him bury the grief." I don't know.
That wasn't me because I had agreed with the other guy. He's not then. There's I'll explain it now. Actually, basically, what happens here is, they teach Simba a hedonistic nihilism. So it's not really dealing with the grief per se. It's borderline Rick and Morty levels of nihilism here, because they teach him to let go of his past and the responsibilities, abandon all things, therefore leaving all stresses behind.
Yes.
It's reflected in the space of a single song, and we get to move on with a very efficient storytelling. But basically, the idea is, with great freedom comes great responsibility, kind of thing, right? But no, with your rights come responsibility. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain give and take. But for them, they just kind of give up. And there's a freedom. And Thingamajiggy talks about this. John Peters, I'm a big fan. He talks about this way. He says, there's an absolute freedom in giving up your responsibilities, but it comes with a consequence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're sort of stuck if you go by that logic of, you know, Hakuna Matata, no worries, whatever. It means that you'll be stuck in one place forever.
Well, yeah. It's kind of a level of stunted growth, basically, because you could say you're stuck in the matrix almost.
Right. But I guess from a storytelling perspective, for kids who just witnessed a death,
yes,
it's so crucial that we have that moment. You know what I mean?
And I love, dude, the story does this so well. All of that's reflected in the space of a single song, right? And it's unmuddied, it's clear. And now we've passed the middle of the story.
But wait a minute. Sorry, before you continue, I just want to know something. Were they using him, or are they his real friends? Like, yo, because I was like, what if he was on our side? Like, okay, yeah, sure. What if he was on our side? But are you friends with him for real, or are you just using him for protection? Is he your bodyguard?
He's a fucking good friend, but no, they're using him. But at the same time, over time, you have to remember, it's over the course of years. So eventually they do consider him to be family.
Right, because they raise him practically.
Yeah, but you have to remember something. They don't ask about his past. They don't ask about his future.
Right.
They don't ask anything about it. They know nothing. He's been with them for years, and this man is still explaining who he is. You know what I mean? Like his beliefs. They know nothing about him at the end of it.
Right.
So technically, one could argue it's still functional, because when they do get in trouble, they run to him immediately. So one could argue they are using him, but I think that's a bit of a dark way of looking at it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he is definitely family. I mean, by the time he grew up and had his mane and everything, and he was swimming, like jumping into the water using vines and stuff, like he was clearly a member of the family by then.
But as a consequence of that, they don't know him years later. They still don't. So that's the thing about having no duty. And we have no duty to each other, then that can, yeah.
Also, they can't be teaching him Hakuna Matata, but still want to know about his past. Like, it defeats the purpose of teaching him.
That makes sense.
It will be inconsistent, yes.
Mm.
Give me Rebel Moon flashbacks. Anyway, we've passed the middle of the story right now. Now, this is unique because technically, although Simba is likely at his happiest, the story itself is at its lowest point. He is the furthest away from his dream that we set up, his I Want song, which you missed that part when we were talking about it. He's furthest away from his dream and his goals, but he's at his happiest. It's the happiest midpoint low you will ever see.
You know, it's so weird that he's at his happiest, but then nobody at Pride Rock actually sees that.
Yeah.
Because before, all they saw was this proud, entitled kid. But now that he's completely happy without that weight on his shoulders of being king one day, nobody's seeing it. It's only people he doesn't know that see it.
Also, do you guys want to know something interesting? It's that Black Panther and the Lion King share a similar storyline.
Yep, that's true. I agree completely. I guess you'd say the only difference is that Killmonger is about the same age as Black Panther, as T'Challa, as opposed to like Scar being a lot older than.
Well, I would say this part is probably the biggest difference because again, T'Challa doesn't get a sense of nihilism. He never gives up. Simba breaks, if you actually think about it. Simba's spirit breaks completely. One could argue T'Challa's spirit doesn't really get break. At best, you could say he changes his mind. You know what I mean?
He dies.
Yeah, well, Mbaku's like what? Pumbaa?
You could say that, yeah, you could say him being dead would be this period instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he has no responsibilities because he's dead. But yeah, I guess you could probably say that period covers this beat.
Yeah, definitely.
It's hard to think about, definitely, because like beats will overlap. But I think this is a genuinely unique beat. Plot beat, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, 48 minutes in, we cut back to Pride Rock, and the lands have taken a beating. Like, they took this metaphor serious. Things are barren, things are desolate. Scar's leadership has led to the worst outcome. We cut away from it. 15 minutes in.
I think they were like, Scar, we don't have food and whatever. And it's like, isn't that the lioness's job? Like, I don't understand. Why are you bothering? But I guess I think we had this discussion before, Rob, of people who want the title, but not necessarily because they really want to do something, just because they want the title. Like,
they want the title, not the responsibility.
Not the responsibility, yes. I think we used Macbeth as an example. Like, it's nice to be king, but your people are suffering.
Yeah. And Scar is basically, if you think about it, Scar is basically filling the role of young Simba. He wanted the power, didn't understand what the responsibility was.
Right.
And Scar is just happy to have the power. So if you think about it, I think we discussed it before about side plots, a B plot. You can almost call this Simba. A B plot has to reflect what would happen if you stayed the way you were or made the wrong decision.
Right.
So Scar is living proof of what Simba would have been like if he'd stayed the way he was. If you think about it, at least with this part, this specific part.
Which is so weird because I think Scar is just lazy. I think he can rule Pride Rock and probably would have even made a better job than Mufasa, but I think his laziness is what gets the better of him.
I wouldn't say laziness. What I'd say is it's wrong think. For example, Megamind is a great example. Megamind is smart enough to clearly save the city and make the world a better place, right?
Right.
But because of the impression that he has in his head, he only thinks about being the bad guy to, what was his name again? What was the hero's name again? Brad Pitt's thingamajig. Just call him Brad Pitt. So it just becomes Brad Pitt's antagonist instead of becoming his own protagonist.
Right.
He does better than Brad Pitt would have even done.
Right.
when he finally acknowledges his own power. Do you know what I mean? His storyline. So that, to me, you could say that is a bit Scar, but because he doesn't acknowledge that, he just ends up being it's wasted intellect. Let's put it like that. He just has a lot of power. He got it now. So what else is there? He fundamentally doesn't understand what responsibility is.
You know, what you're saying now is it makes me think of, you know, people who are very smart but they deliberately don't want to do anything. It's like Good Will Hunting. Like Damon's character, who was very smart, and throughout the movie they're trying to get him to like go to these prestigious schools or get a great job. But he doesn't want any of that. He just wants to go chill and with his girlfriend. So it's like with Scar, you know, it's like, yeah, I know I can do great things, but isn't the lioness's job like to go hunt them?
Yeah, because he's always seen a lioness as hunting, right? He thinks that's what's supposed to happen. So why should he have to do it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because hyenas were the issue, why should he have to deal with them? Now he's joined forces, so hyenas aren't the issue anymore. So you know what I mean? It's a wrong thing. It's like a super fast car that's moving in the wrong direction. What does it matter how fast it is if it's going the wrong way? That's the thing. That's a dangerous thing about clever people. Is that clever people, because they've convinced themselves on a wrong thing, they're almost impossible to change them. It's almost impossible to change their mind.
Jeez.
Because they'll out-talk you in their wrong thing.
Isn't that just stubborn people?
The thing is, stubborn people, right? What will happen is, let's say, for example, you out-talk someone or you out-talk someone who's stubborn, right? They'll retreat. A clever person will attack. You know what I mean? So, like, let's say, for example, I'm really well-versed in something, but I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? But you're right. Because I know more words than you about that thing, I can circle around you while still being wrong. It would make no sense for me to be defensive. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean. I guess there's a bit of a thin line there, because I was also thinking about being stubborn, but I think I get I get where you're coming from, though.
I think that's the difference between like general stubbornness and clever stubbornness. If they're aggressive about it and their words actually start to make sense despite the fact that they're wrong.
Yeah.
There was a guy that talked about that. Jordan Peterson talks about it in relationships, where he's like, when you argue with your girlfriend, right? You can know more words than her, right? And therefore win the argument. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, you're wrong. She was trying to help you. You were stubborn. So you were foolish. So you went on the attack. You shut her down, and then now you're in a wrong situation that could have been helped, but you didn't want to.
Self-sabotage.
Yeah. Kind of how that's kind of a cool way of seeing Scar. I feel like we're going deep in this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. And it's a very short scene, but
it's 2 minutes max.
Yeah, because I remember this is where Scar was asking Zazu to sing, and Zazu didn't want to sing. Now the tables have turned, because nobody can protect Zazu anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. So all that haughtiness is gone. He just has to mutter under his breath, just like Scar did. Yeah.
No, just like Mufasa did. I remember he sings I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly-doo. There they are, standing in row, boom, boom, boom. Big one, small one, some as big as your hair. Oh, Mufasa wouldn't have. What did you say?
My favorite one, it's a small world after. Never sing that song!
No! I'm sure they had lots of fun in the studio recording that.
Yes.
Well, if they were together.
Yeah. Much like Robin Williams and Aladdin. It happened.
Yeah. And I think that is a reference to the teacup ride that everyone says the song plays all the time on the teacup ride on the actual Disney thing. And it's the song gets stuck in your head. So people hate the song. So I think it's a reference to that. Huh?
There's a ride.
Yes.
At Disney called Small World. It's not the teacup ride. It's just a ride where you're on the this boat, and then there'll be different characters from different countries.
Mm.
It's called Small World. I've been on it.
Oh, cool. Oh, you've been to Disney World?
Yes, I've been to Florida when I was 8, and then I went to Paris's Disneyland when I was 13.
Jeez.
You fan.
The
That's so
Florida one was better, and I want to go back one day. Seeing as I can manifest Disney things.
If you had a choice, what would you go between World and Land?
Okay, I think World is a bit more expansive. Then that way you get to try different meals from different countries. There's like a whole place. Like I saw a live stream once of someone go to different countries in this one area, and then they also went to Africa, and then they had different foods from there.
Oh.
Disneyland, I think, is a lot smaller. I'm
Oh,
not sure. But like one of them has the Marvel place. It's the Avengers campus.
Cool stuff. That's pretty cool.
huh.
I know that.
Different between Disneyland and Disney World.
I think World is probably bigger, right?
The
Okay,
World
so
California one, right?
yeah. So Disneyland is smaller, features fewer theme parks and hotels, and costs less than Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is a sprawling complex that encompasses
Emphasis.
4 theme parks, more than 2,000 hotels and other attractions to boot. So I guess it's like if we had Sun City and Sun City Light.
Because I think
on steroids.
Disney World is the one that they did first, right? With his brother, Disney and his brother. I think that's the one that has Epcot. I think.
Yes, it has to be.
Was done.
Then I didn't go to Land. I probably went to Land in Paris because I've been to Epcot and MGM Studios in Florida.
Nice.
Let me check that out. I'm paranoid now. Like, which ones did I visit? Disney. Okay, I think there's Disneyland, Florida. No, it's Walt Disney World in Florida. Why do I sound so disappointed? But then tickets. What kind of tickets? Tickets are 2,958 rand. For what? For entrance fee.
Jeez.
Okay, but that's the thing. You have to like put money aside for the travel costs, but then you need to put money aside for the park itself.
For the entrance, right? And obviously, I'm sure you're gonna have to buy stuff inside. Or does it include stuff that you buy inside?
No.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think you get different packages. I think you get a ticket that gets you in. Then you get a ticket that gets you the hotel. You get a ticket that gets you hotel and food. I'm not sure the exact thing, and you get like a season pass as well. Robin, you have to help me confirm that, but I think that's how it goes.
Yeah. You get those armbands that is like a fast pass. It's quite costly, but I think it's a yearly thing that you can just go in. You don't need to stand in line, and then you have access to everything. You can skip queues with this thing. It's so valuable. Theme park ticket. Okay, so they say 1 to. I love how we're talking about this like we're gonna plan it together.
I think we're gonna go. Hey, but you never know, man.
You never know, man. It's like,
yeah, with this lotto that we win together. This is where the money will go to, and then you have to book leave from work, Rob.
Yeah. Why do I still have a job if you won the lotto?
1 day ticket, ages 10 and up, is $109 a day. Okay. Yeah, no, there has to be a lot to look through. You get apps that help you like with the park and all that.
We'll do it for the next video. Little Mermaid or something.
Yeah.
I've been on that one. Yes. So hold on. No, I didn't do anything Lion King themed, and I didn't do. No, I met Buzz and Woody.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Is it like a robot voice or is it just silent?
They were just in costume.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
They were huge compared to me. I was little. They were like.
I can imagine. Just 6 foot giants. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think there was anything Lion King, but if we can talk about anything that's to do with Lion King media, you get Lion King Broadway, the live musical. I've had some
Disneyland.
friends work on there in Gauteng side.
Nice.
So is it like the whole story?
I think so. It has to be. He played one of the wildebeest or hyenas. I forgot which one. But yes, yeah, it's the whole story. But then again, if you go on Disney Plus, you see these live shows of The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Encanto.
But Lion King has won multiple Tonys. I think it's one of the longest running thingamajiggies. It is one of the most successful Broadway shows of all time. It was.
It's true.
And
I'm
funny
going-
enough, the voice of Nala was
Yeah.
also the voice used by the live actor. The actress that played Nala in the Broadway show was also the voice actor for Nala in the live action movie. Fun
You
fact.
mean the singing voice?
No, in the live action you did both. So
Wasn't he
No.
Beyonce?
Didn't Beyonce do Nala?
and Beyonce was maybe young Nala.
No. Isn't she the one who was like Simba come home in that Texan accent or whatever accent that she has?
Tell you
I mean, I
now,
didn't watch it, but from the trailer.
it is an actual young girl doing the voice of
Beyonce. Let's see, Beyonce. No, it's her talking voice. I remember. It's like Simba.
Like I don't
Simba.
know if
now.
Pride Rock is somewhere in Texas.
Yeah, Beyonce is there, yes. But that's
Who
grown
else is
up.
Nala?
I'll tell you now, because it's J.D. McCary for young Simba, and it's Shahadi Wright Joseph for young Nala.
Oh,
And
for
she's
young.
also the Broadway actress.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't put our B queen in the corner.
Well, I
Yeah,
would.
and like, okay, yes,
the
we know you're an
funniest
adult
thing
and you did the Broadway, but there's Queen Bee here, so
Yeah.
we'll just play the younger version.
But there's a funny thing about that, actually. And
That's
that's that the pronunciation of Zazu. Oh my God, it's so funny. Because everyone, James Earl Jones and Shahadi Wright Joseph, all say Zazu as you're supposed to say it. All the Americans say Zazu. Zazu. You should watch it. You should listen to it. It's hilarious. It's just like, wow, guys, did you watch the last movie? It's like, just say the name. It's really funny. But anyway, let us move in. We're 50 minutes in, guys.
Okay.
Awesome.
I don't see anything live, by the way, from Disney Plus Lion King. They just have the live action version, the animated film, the first one. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, Lion King 1.5 with Timon and Pumbaa. Then they got the Timon and Pumbaa series, the 3 seasons. I don't know that.
Now
Lion King
TV
Simba's
series
Pride
called Mufasa.
Sing Along and Lion King Sing Along. That's cool. I should tackle those with them.
Sure.
Oh, but then you get the special features, the making of, their music, the Pride of the Lion King. Then you have an introduction by Jon Favreau, but that's for the live action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
So
guess
that's
it shows you why Disney is a billion-dollar company. Eh? That's a lot of
Not for long, but yes, I agree with you. We'll have to see about that. The next 5 years are going to define Disney, I think.
That's true.
Yeah, because they are in the opposite of a renaissance right now.
Yep.
I wish them luck.
I think there's rumors that Apple might buy them out. So
Oh my God,
lost rights with Mickey, and now he's public domain.
dude! I heard it's the one person like a horror movie with Mickey.
But it's the Steamboat Willie version though.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I have hold on. So not all my Lego pieces are complete. I get to build Tinkerbell too sometime and Steamboat Mickey.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
I mean, Steamboat is that cartoon is what gave birth to this huge
Yes.
company. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mortimer is
Yep.
hilarious. Mortimer Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
The good old days when you used to have weird names like that, and Bartholomew.
Before we
The
continue, I just have a weird question. You made me. There's a question I was asking myself earlier on. Daisy and Minnie, are they married to Mickey and Donald? Because they have the same surnames as their male counterparts.
I believe so, yes.
Are they
The
married?
actors
Yes, in fact,
were married. Minnie and Mickey's voice actors were married.
Yes. The voice actors were married, but the cartoons?
But I
there
feel
was-
like they're dating because
Ah,
in Disney Dreamlight Valley, like Mickey treats Minnie like a girlfriend, not like a wife,
But why is she Minnie Mouse then?
because she's a mouse.
but this is what I'm hearing, because I know there was drama right now, because they're saying that Minnie Mouse is single now. So, and everyone lost their minds, like, okay, but why would you break them up? And like, it was a whole drama going on online that I saw. So,
Oh my god.
I think they're in a deeper relationship than that. It's not like Bugs and Lola. I think it's deeper than that, at least. Even though Bugs and Lola is the best couple in the world, but anyway.
That's the best couple. But I
Maybe
don't know.
like other variants. Yeah,
Where-
okay, so
where
they say
did
like in
any-
the world of Disney, Donald and Daisy are often portrayed as a couple, but their relationship is not portrayed as marriage. So I'm gonna check
All right.
Mickey and Minnie too. Yeah, I think they make it kid friendly. There was never an on-screen wedding for the two, but Walt Disney admitted that the mice were in fact married from 1933.
There we go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why there was controversy, because they were like, now Minnie's single. But how?
Even Donald and Mickey, even Donald and Daisy are married?
No,
Oh,
they're dating.
But
which
it's
makes
Daisy
sense.
Duck and Donald Duck. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
So
In DuckTales, right? They're not dating.
No. Well, in DuckTales, they
I
don't
watched
show.
the first season.
Oh, you're talking about the latest one.
Yeah, the latest. As far as I know, they're not married.
it's so funny because here they say it's a little known fact that Mickey and Minnie were married in their private life.
Private life.
And funny enough, that's more relevant today than it is now. Look at some of these streaming ladies. They don't want you to know that they're married. They're in deep relationships because that'll cut back on the people watching them. I know in Japan that's like that as well. Idols have to pretend they're single all the time.
Yes.
In Japan, yeah. So it makes sense. Ironically, it makes sense more now than it would have 50 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Speaking of 50, let us carry on before the next tangent. Cool. The Scar thing just ended. 50 minutes in, we get an easy breezy scene with Simba just relaxing while staring at the stars. And now, for the first time, the past kind of teases at him as they talk about the stars and the
I
story.
thought they were fireflies. Stuck
Wait,
up in that.
did we talk about? Oh, okay. This is before the Nala thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Where she goes,
yeah.
bouncy.
And Timon is like, they're fireflies, right?
Yeah, they're fireflies stuck in the sky, and then I always thought they were burning gas. They were balls of gas burning billions of miles away. You sound ridiculous.
I always ask myself who the smarter one is between the two, because when you look at the series,
Yeah.
Pumbaa is way smarter than Timon in the series.
He is.
Even in this, he's smart. It's like, maybe if we trade him, I've got an idea. What if we trade him?
Yeah.
Yes, he always like counters or copies what Pumbaa says.
Yeah,
Oh.
and he thinks he's the smartest one there. Like, he thinks like he's the boss, like Timon. I don't
It's
get
that
it.
whole, man. It's that whole, what's it? The 9 intelligences. I think Timon has linguistic intelligence, whereas Pumbaa has more,
The strength.
what's the word? It's got a special name, but yeah, like logistical intelligence, like logical intelligence, I think.
Right.
Yeah, anyway, the past teases him at him, and they talk about the stars and the story that he heard from his father comes back. We see his reaction. Despite everything, it still pulls at his heart. The connection is there. And with that connection, Rafiki is woken up by his as his magic informs him that Simba is still alive.
Right.
Now, there is something very different in the pacing that happens here. In movies like the ones we've discussed, like Basic, Avengers, even Bridget Jones, when
Right.
we're wallowing in the movie's low point, in the midpoint low, we're suddenly hit by inspiration. In this one, there is an actual 10-minute delay. We're first given the star scene to set up Simba's connection before Rafiki, and not even Simba himself gets a revelation that pushes the story forward. Before it's followed up quickly by Nala appearing. 53 minutes in, Pumbaa is distracted and ends up alone hunting for bugs when Nala appears, hunting Pumbaa for meat. The plot is coming to get Simba whether he likes it or not. Simba has to save them both as both lions fight, and the move of the fighter that we've all remembered from before comes back. Is a nice callback as Nala beats Simba in the same way that he would have as a kid. It's a cool setup. You don't get a lot of Nala in this movie, but I think the bit you see is very well focused and well characterized, so you understand who Nala is even before, you know what I mean?
I like the fact that Nala is a very strong female character. Like what Disney is mostly trying to do now, they did that very well with Nala back in the 90s.
Yeah, I think, yes. It's funny you say that. I think what's happening is they've noticed that they got so little. Like, for example, Nala only gets like 2 scenes or like 3 scenes at the most. You know what I mean? So now they want to give them more scenes, but this is so focused. Like, Nala comes in, kicks ass, and then pushes the storyline forward. So now they give her more. And the thing is, when you have such a tightly written script, if there's one thing you learn about writing, right, is if you got a tightly written script and you're like, what if I add this? It suddenly adds, it goes, your whole script goes, you know, it loses focus. So that's
but I think also, like, if you were to even see when they were younger, Nala was always smarter, wiser, and stronger.
Yeah, exactly. But you're only going to see her for a few minutes altogether. Yes. So now when you add more of that, how do you do that effectively without bloating the storyline? I think that's something that modern day writers struggle with, and they didn't struggle with as much in the past. But I love that we get to see more of these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just got to be more focused. And I love Nala in this. I love her so much. Anyway, here's why Nala's so cool. Simba has to save, beats Thingamajigi, Nala then challenges Simba's belief of nihilism as the sense of duty comes back. Now in filming, this is a part of the story called The Bad Guys Close In, right? We've discussed this before. In the Die Hard movie, there's a great example of this, where the protagonist, John McClane, is beaten, he's cut, he's desperate, and the bad guys are winning. The safe opens, the music is explosive.
Yes.
The FBI is taking over, which is what the bad guys wanted. The bad guys are winning. They're closing in. And Thingamajig is at his lowest. In this one, though, something very different happens. Because, but remember, that movie was working from a high point going down, right? This one is working from a low point going up. So Simba falls for Nala. Their love taking up a wholly new dimension that they would never have imagined having as kids.
If Zazu was there, he would have been like, you see what that's exactly what I was telling y'all when y'all were kids. That's exactly what
I told you so.
I told you so.
Exactly.
And Nala makes the first move, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course.
With those, I don't understand those eyes.
Hey, yo, those eyes were like.
What am I watching right now?
Those were some, yo, I'm ovulating, my nigga. It's time to do it now eyes. And Simba gets it very quickly. Like, Simba doesn't play. It's like, okay, I understand what this means. He gets it instantly.
So much for She's My Friend.
I don't know if you guys have seen memes where they're like, I don't know about you guys, but have you noticed that Timon and Pumbaa were watching the whole time singing?
Calm down, sir.
Oh, that's so gross.
But they're the ones singing The Secret of Life, right?
Yeah.
Not the
that
second
makes
wife.
sense.
Can you kill the love tonight?
Because they give birth to the lion cub at the end. And when did that happen?
It happened right there.
Ah.
That scene was a bit awkward though. Even though we were kids, we knew what was happening. I mean, of course they were not kissing, but the way they were like, that whole thing with
Rolling
their
around.
necks and whatever. Yeah.
I saw it in the most adorable way possible. I am blind to what you're saying.
But anyway, that's how Kiara was born, guys. Rather
As I
conceived.
was saying, yeah.
No. Please continue.
As I was saying about the whole bad guys closing in this one, instead of there being bad guys, what's happening is Simba's sense of duty is actually closing in. So you could say the story is closing in on him. He's trying to run away from the story is what's closing in on him. So 1 hour, 1 minute in, Nala explains the situation, how things have gone wrong, and he needs to accept his duty. It ends with a fight between them. Then we move into the dark heart of the soul. This is also an element of writing. This one will always be the same, whether it comes from a high point or a low point. But obviously it's a kid's movie, so it's more kid-friendly. As he tries to, we kind of discussed this in Toy Story as well, when Buzz gives up, you know what I mean, in Toy Story, and what's his face? Woody has to try and kind of open up to him to kind of get Buzz to activate again. Same principle here. As he tries to call for his father in his low point, Rafiki appears. And Rafiki steals the damn show with how awesome he is. Right now, there's kind of this...
It's crazy that whenever Simba has a low point, someone has to come in and sort of like change the mood.
Mentorships, man, yeah.
Mm.
Not that we have mentors anymore. Cool. There's a very interesting discussion that's kind of being had right now thanks to that movie that just came out. Well, the trailer that just came out about the magical Negro. You guys know that movie? What's the movie called again? There's something. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Damn. Let me see if I can.
Who's in it?
That's a good question.
Is it My Name is Clarence or something like that?
The Detective Pikachu kid?
Not Jeremy. Jeff.
Smith. The American Association of Magical Negroes, starring that guy from Detective Pikachu, the black kid. Well, he's grown up now. Justice Smith.
Oh, I think I've seen a trailer or something like that.
Quarry too.
Pardon?
Quarry. Oh, you're right. The game. Yes, he's in the game. The Quarry. Yes, you're right. Basically, Kutsa, because you don't know. Basically, the idea is. 1 second. Cool. 1 second. Cool. The idea.
I've seen the trailer though.
Yes. Have you watched Key and Peele before?
Yeah.
Have you seen the one with the two old men? Like this white guy is like thinking about something, and the old man comes like, wow, and he gives advice, and then another old man comes in and is like giving advice, and they start like throwing magic at each other. They get mad at each other. Have you ever seen that skit?
No, I haven't seen.
Well, basically the idea is, a wise old black person will approach a troubled white person and then kind of give advice and then save the plot. Have you ever heard of that? Like, think of, it's a good example.
Looks like it'll be good. I'm checking it out now.
Yeah. The Green Mile is a good example.
What?
Michael Duncan Clark's character from the Green Mile is a good example. Is an example. Gosh, now you make so many movies you haven't seen. Okay, let me think. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good example.
I do know the Green Mile. Isn't that the role that made him have an Oscar?
Michael Clark.
He won an Oscar for that role, right?
I believe. I'm not sure actually.
Is it the one where he was falsely accused and then he was like, I didn't do it, so something like that.
Yeah. What about what dreams may come?
No, I've seen
Goody Junior's. Jesus Christ. Okay.
But I do get what you're saying though.
All right, cool. But anyway, it's kind of a big discussion right now about the whole thing. But anyway, Rafiki definitely would follow that trope. But he's definitely one of the best ones. Like, because he comes in, he helps the plot. Ironically, Rafiki's voice actor is actually black.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's definitely one of the classic examples of that. But I think he just does it. Yeah, it's beyond the trope, in my opinion. Rafiki shows him his father in the waters of reflection, and then he hears his father's voice. It's in a very Hamlet way. His father confronts him about his responsibility, and he literally faces the void. As Jordan Peterson says, in the void he sees himself. And then when he looks deeper in the void, what does he see? His father. It's a Jungian philosophy thing. We get a iconic the iconic the past hurt scene. For those who don't, you know what that scene is?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
It's in the past. But it still hurts.
Yes, the past can hurt, but you can either learn from it. What
Yes.
You can either learn from it or grow from it, something like that.
Yes, no, that's exactly it. You can either learn, and then they swing a thing at him. It's one of the best scenes ever. Yeah. Simba decides
So
to go
sad
back.
that's not in the live action. I was low key disappointed that
That was
didn't.
in the live action.
Dude, I was so mad when I heard about that, dude. Anyway, we get the iconic past. Yeah, cool. Simba decides to go back home. And honestly, one of the best moments of film. Even as a kid, this moment was.
But they show him running. You just see
Yes.
the
Yeah,
pause and whatever.
exactly.
Yeah, that was
Music's
cool.
like, dude,
We
So
all know.
in my head, I'm thinking, so you just left Nala, my man? You just left Timon and Pumbaa?
Left the whole squad. In fact, that's why this next scene comes in. The second act.
You know that now that I think about it, I feel like Simba's a douche. Like, you slept with Nala, then you fight with Nala, then you leave? Like, yo. But anyway.
It's modern times, man. We all get. The second act ends with the most kid-friendly way possible, as Rafiki tells Mala, Timon, and Pumbaa that Simba is going back. Nala uses exposition to explain what's happening. This is meant for the kids, but it's still relevant. Because it's, in case kids are confused. Cool. Now we break into the third act, and yeah, as what's her name? Yeah, Nala, Timon, and rejoin Simba in the grand return. Timon and Pumbaa act as bait as Nala rallies the lionesses, and Simba solid snakes it and Scar.
So basically, this is where Timon and Pumbaa find out, yo, the guy that we've been chilling with is a whole king.
Dog.
Make it. Yep. But like in the live action, they do be our guests, but they're about to start singing and then they scream. Well, the chorus.
Oh, I love that little hula hoop scene. That's a shame. I'm not going to put it in, yeah.
But you see, those are moments where the Lion King just goes crazy. Like, we're like, okay, we don't care about being mildly realistic in this cartoon. We're doing hula hoops. There's no way that a meerkat knows what a hula hoop is, but we're doing it. You know what I mean?
Because sometimes when you're writing a story, right, you got to hit the plot beat, right? But you got to do it in the most interesting way possible.
Yes.
You got to keep things interesting.
It's kind of like,
yeah.
It's kind of like, you remember the Jungle Book when Baloo was trying to rescue Mowgli?
Yes.
And was trying to rescue Mowgli from who's this guy? King Louie.
Yes.
And then he puts coconuts on his face and bananas and starts doing hula hooping and all that. Like, there's no way that Richard Coupling could have written that, but because it's Disney,
It's a whole scat jazz. Beat it, beat it, the whole scat jazz thing. Like, kids don't even know what that is nowadays. Like, they'd be like, why is he making weird noises? It's like, yeah, that's a type of jazz music. That's what they used to do because jazz was the original freestyle.
I wanna be like you, hoo. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you. So thank you.
You see, it's true. An ape like me can't learn to
What did you think of Christopher Walken's version? It was not bad, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Loved it.
Believe it or
I
not,
loved
you know my favorite version? to this day.
What?
Fallout Boy. The Fallout Boy version, the rock band. They've got their own version of it.
Really?
I
I know
love it.
the Jonas Brothers also have their own version of it.
You did YouTube that. What?
YouTube it. The
Yeah,
Fallout Boy is still
the
the
Jonas
best one.
Brothers. Like they did it when they were still very young, though.
Ah, okay. Do you know who Fallout Boy is, by the way?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
thanks to Timbaland, I know who they are.
Counts.
Cool. So yeah, he finds him as he calls up Sarabi. He finds Scar as Scar calls up Sarabi, and then Scar just backhands her, dog, forcing Simba out of hiding, and he confronts Scar while reconnecting with his mother.
I think just because she said Mufasa's 10 times the king that you'll ever be.
Yes.
He says, no, Mufasa with a butter is like, I'm 10 times. Like, who are you trying to prove? What point are you trying to prove? To us? Yeah, but anyway.
It was deep, yeah. Even when I watched it now, I was like, hot damn, I didn't know that Disney could do that. Anyway, Scar uses emotional damage to against Simba's guilt and gaslights and corners Simba. But as indulgent as Scar is, because remember, we've set up that Scar is indulgent from the first scene that we see. Scar lets his secret that he's been keeping go. And Simba gets up and forces the truth out of Scar. And a war breaks out between the lionesses and hyenas.
I killed Mufasa.
Dog, that hand on the paw on the neck. Now, interestingly, I actually think this is really cool. Because if you think about it, for a lot of these last acts, especially if you watch the shows, whenever I break into the third act, a lot of my talking kind of ends. Like, a lot of plot happens in the first two acts. And like, for example, in the Avengers one, once we broke into Act 3, that was pretty much the done for it. Do you know what I mean? Our thing ended pretty quickly after that. And what's nice about this one is that it just became, okay, with Avengers, it became all about hitting, right? You got to hit the bad guy until he goes away.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the exception only being maybe the nuke scene. But here, there's multiple emotional beats. You know what I mean? Scar's up moment, Simba's up moment. This is all happening despite this being a children's movie, and therefore it should be more simplified. But it's less simplified than Avengers. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, did Sarabi initially think that Mufasa was back, or was that Scar?
Yes, there was a split second when it was like, Mufasa! It's like, no, it's not him. It's me. And then he's like, Simba? And yeah, it was a nice
You're
moment.
supposed to be dead.
Yep. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Side note, by the way, there's a thing with Pumbaa where he's like Mr. Pig. It is a great homage to a Sidney Poitier movie called In the Heat of the Night, where he's like, they call me Mr. Tibbs. Yeah.
That's cute.
They call me Mr. Pig is from that, yeah.
Call me
Because
Mr.
who calls you Mr. Pig, bro? Like, nobody calls you Mr. Pig.
Not in this
I
day.
don't know what Timon and Pumbaa do behind closed doors, because Timon was like not in front of the kids, so like, okay, then you know what I mean?
Are you pushing the gay angle as well now? Cool. Scar leading on his cowardly ways when faced with power, just as we saw the first time we saw him. He throws the hyenas under the bus, and the hyenas take this really, really badly. Like, they take this so badly that even as a kid, I was shook at how badly the hyenas were taking this. Scar was using words as a diversion, as he always does, but in that moment, I guess it's a life lesson. The same tricks don't always work on the same people, because the hyenas were like, we're not feeling any empathy. So Scar's trick fails, and he's dropped between the hyenas, who just fucking murder him.
Yeah, but before that, the fight between him and Simba was quite emotional.
Dude, yeah. Dude.
It was quite emotional, because Simba was fighting for everything. Like, he was fighting for his dad, for Pride Rock, for his mom, for everything. You know, Scar was just fighting for power.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was quite an emotional scene.
definitely.
But
So
anyway,
yeah, Simba does such a good job. The rain, the dead, the grass, the fertile soil comes back. The music triumphantly reveals the same ceremony, ending the movie with the same sequence that the movie had started with, completing the circle of life. And
right.
that is The Lion King. This is a masterpiece, brilliant piece of efficient writing that speaks clearly and directly of good and evil while never using the words. It draws clear lines that kids won't only see but feel. It is a great mix of story and character, and the use of every scene to flow into the other. I give this movie a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I also give it a 9 out of 10, actually. I don't know how many times I've watched this movie.
It was fantastic. It made my childhood.
Give it?
Would you say it's the best Disney animated film of the Renaissance era?
I don't. For me, it's a tie between that and Little Mermaid. For some reason, I don't know if it's just nostalgia, but between those two movies, they're my two favorite movies.
For me, it's that or Aladdin. I mean,
So-
Little Mermaid also like really did it had a huge impact in my life. But for me personally, nothing beats Aladdin.
I hear you.
Mine,
Yeah.
my top three are The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. But then, like, when it's not coming to Disney princesses, then it's The Lion King, hands down. Oh,
Nice.
by the way, since we last spoke, when
Yeah.
was our interview or podcast?
2 months ago, November, I
Was
think.
that 2 months ago?
Yeah, I think it's like November. It wasn't
No,
December.
right.
I know that for a fact. It wasn't December.
I-
Yeah.
I don't know if I got this like after.
Ah,
or
you would have shown us. That is new.
It's my new tattoo.
That's
Oh,
nice.
We'll
that's
tackle
pretty-
this one sometime. Thank you.
Nice. Are you gonna paint it gold? That is so cool.
Yeah. And then Ariel's of a year, so I need a Beauty and the Beast tattoo sometime. And,
That's
and a Lion King tattoo.
What are you gonna do? The candle, the teapot? What?
I want to do like a tribal design. I'll see if I can find it quick for you. It's of Belle and Beast. It's such a nice, intricate design. Tattoo design. And then I always get it at Tattoo Styles, like most of my tattoos. I want a bigger piece though. I think I need to look up tribal.
By the way, there's just two things. While you're still searching, there's two things I want to mention quickly. One is there's this controversy that the child that you see at the end is not Kiara. It's actually a guy. And apparently that child died.
What?
Because that's not the same character from the Lion Guard. So that's like the first child. Because if you see that kid at the end, it looks like a boy. Doesn't look like a girl.
Hot damn! People go deep with these theories, eh?
Dude. But also, the other thing was the prequel, because you know there's a Mufasa movie coming, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're busy with that.
It's just not a series.
I don't know if it's a series or a movie, but
I think it was a series, but yeah, yeah.
yeah, like there was a whole storyline.
Something like this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
That is
That's
pretty
nice.
So yes.
So the storyline about how Scar became Scar, because that's not his real name.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we figured as much. I mean,
And
that's
how basically Mufasa became king at the end of the day, because obviously they had a dad, and something happened between Scar and Mufasa, and yeah, Scar was.
Sometimes the dialogue makes it sound like Scar was actually born first, but then Mufasa just kind of took that away from him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I don't know if that's actually true, but I wouldn't be surprised if like Scar was born first, but then he just couldn't handle it, or rather, they could see Mufasa was clearly the better choice, and then some Cain and Abel, Amadeus type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because apparently initially Scar was supposed to just be a rogue lion. Like a lion that went rogue, but then they later decided to make him his brother.
If I remember the one they said they're gonna make him the king of the baboons or something like that, I'm glad
Oh.
they left that storyline behind.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Wow. But anyway, yeah, no, that's a great movie. I think it's a movie that I don't grow tired of watching, no matter how old I am. It's
And
that.
also, it's 90 minutes. Like, what happened to 90-minute movies, guys? What happened to them? Little Mermaid is about 88 minutes. This is 89 minutes.
Mm.
Nowadays, what the new Mermaid, isn't it like 2 hours?
New Mermaid.
And isn't the new Lion King also 2 hours?
And I think also
Yes.
like I
They have
think
to add a lot of storyline to it to make that runtime longer.
That bum
to
fluff,
make it
yes.
relevant to a certain degree. Like if you watch the Aladdin one, it's like all of a sudden Genie has a girlfriend and
Dog, they
Jasmine
add so
has
much
this whole big
spice.
Yes.
with her dad about
You guys may be in the mood to watch Lion King. After this, I'm just gonna watch.
The way
But
it wraps
so
things
I
up.
think one thing we need to mention is this art style was mostly inspired by the Jungle Book. So it's like after
Really?
so after they did the Jungle Book and they saw how successful it was, they started doing like a lot of anthropomorphic movies, like Robin Hood. Remember Robin Hood?
Yeah. The Fox one, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they also did like, didn't they do like the Fox and the Hound? And they said the Aristocrats, and it's like they started just doing like these animal.
Yeah.
films.
Yeah, they just decided, you know what, this is working. Because
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
industry does that actually. Like the whole film industry does that. When it made big money, they were like, okay, what's the nearest clown movie? David Fincher talks about that actually. Where he's like, you remember the movie It?
Yeah.
When it blew up, David Fincher's like, that's how the film industry works. When something blows up, every studio is like, okay, what IP do we have that's similar to that? So yeah, Disney was like, what else? What other animals do we have? Cool.
Mm.
And they just started chucking animals out. So
Because I know even with comics,
yeah,
they started. I think DC started doing a lot of gorilla themed villains, like Gorilla Grodd and stuff. Because once you show a gorilla on the cover of a comic book, it sold like hotcakes for some weird reason.
who knows why this works? And then what's so funny is that it's kind of like Ring Around the Rosie, or what's that thing called? Is it Duck Duck Goose? The one where like the last guy, it's like musical chairs. Yeah, let's say musical chairs, where one guy makes a big one, right? Then everyone else copies, but then there's that one idiot that did it last, and that's the one that no one watches. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yes.
end of like DC right now. Marvel was like, wow.
Aquaman, right?
Yes, Aquaman, exactly.
Yeah.
People are saying it's not even a bad movie.
It's a good movie, bro.
Yeah, apparently it's not even a bad movie. It's not like The Flash.
I feel like DC was finally getting it was finally getting itself together, and then
musical chairs, they're the last guy.
that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the industry for you.
Is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Robin, you can go first.
I really enjoyed the animated film, and I have so many childhood memories from it. I remember collecting the Lion King marbles. It would have like different characters, and it was amazing. I also had the graphic novel basically of the Lion King as a kid, and I would read that all the time. And yeah, it makes my heart warm. I really enjoy the storyline for what it is, and what's Scar's song's name again?
Be prepared.
Be prepared,
Be
yeah.
prepared. It's like one of my favorite songs, Disney villain songs. He's amazing. I've cosplayed as
It
Scar
really
for
is.
the live action film. I did like a casual cosplay of him.
Nice.
But thick as you are, pay attention.
Attention.
I guess that's about it.
I could sing that whole fucking song.
I really enjoy The Lion King.
Yes, same here.
Same here. Apparently, they were inspired by, or rather, they got inspiration from the story of Moses and Hamlet.
I'm not sure the Moses part. What part is
Yes.
Moses?
Yes, I
The
see it for
Moses one,
Moses.
being like killing someone, running away, coming back a couple of years later to liberate the people.
Fair enough. That's a good point.
And the Hamlet one, I think it's the whole uncle thing.
Well, yes, and the whole also coming back, the whole meeting the father in the cloud. Yeah, that wasn't Kimba, that was Hamlet. Hamlet did it first.
I don't know anything about Hamlet. I need to.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll do a Shakespeare one. Don't worry, buddy. We'll
Okay.
do Hamlet. We'll do Romeo and Juliet. Preferably the Leonardo DiCaprio one. I actually like that one.
Okay.
Have you seen that one, Robin?
Which one? The was it that modern take?
Yes, the Leonardo DiCaprio one. While still keeping the same
Claire,
dialogue.
Long
Claire
ago,
Danes.
though.
Claire Danes is in it, right?
Yes, and John Leguizamo, and
Harold something.
and the director is someone I think we all know. Is like one of those it's a surprising director if I remember correctly.
Isn't it the one that directed Moulin Rouge?
I want to say yes. I think you're right.
Baz Luhrmann.
God damn it! I think you're right.
I think so.
I think you're 100% right.
Who's that?
Always does obscure films.
Yes. God damn it! What's wrong with me? Just give me 1 second. I gotta find this thing.
While Rob's looking, Elsa wants to give her opinion on the movie, seeing as she was here the whole time. She just wants to.
I always find that funny. There's another YouTuber I watch where, like, as soon as he starts getting into a video, there's the cat. He needs his moment to shine. He's like, it's my time to shine.
Okay, Elsa, did you enjoy the movie? Was it everything you wanted? You know what? I think she wants to point out that her son is named after Simba.
Oh.
And while she was giving birth, we played the Lion King, didn't we? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But this was in 2016.
Oh, that was a while back.
But yeah, Robin is 100% correct. It is 100% Baz Luhrmann. Did Moulin Rouge. And he did, yeah, I thought so. That's where I know him from. Great Gatsby and Elvis. The new Elvis.
Okay. Movies.
He's a very, how could you describe him as a director? Like, music is obviously a big theme in his writing, definitely. But like frantic, almost borderline, remember like 90s or early 2000s editing, like with Blade?
It's obscure. Like, yeah, everything's fast-paced. I would say like as different as Tim Burton, but not death-related, you know, like.
It's not gothic. Yeah, Tim Burton is
gothic. Tim is very dark. Yeah.
I would almost say gothic, not dark. Jesus, I agree.
And color-wise, I pick up.
And also a lot less Helen Bottom Carter. Helena Bottom Carter.
Isn't it Bottom Carter?
Imagine being Tim Burton's wife. You know your job is secured.
Yeah.
They're divorced.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh, flip.
So he's on the list, eh? Him and the director from the werewolf one, Underworld, and of course, what's his name? The director from Resident Evil. All of them married their lead stars.
Oh,
are they on the Epstein list?
A model of some kind.
Yeah, they always like supermodel. But Kate Beckinsale married her director, and Mila Djokovic married her director, and now you're telling me Helena Bottom Carter married her director. That's damn.
But they're divorced.
A friendly divorce or a brutal one?
I think friendly.
Ah, okay. Makes you wonder, eh? But then I get it. Like, I was trying to film a thing, and when you're with an actress 24/7 and you're discussing you're discussing that actress's deepest emotions, I can imagine something like that kind of expanding into a relationship. But yeah. I feel like we're going wild tangents.
No, it is, but I've noticed that we've been
Yeah.
doing that for the past 3 videos. But do you have any parting shots?
Yeah, great movie. Guys, please on my book. You check out my channel. There'll be videos of it. Jin's War already out. $50. The price of a small Big Mac meal. A price of a Streetwise 2. So yeah, on Apple and Google Drive and Google Play. Cool.
Yeah, guys, please do check out Jin's War. If this man can dissect movies like this, you can imagine the type of stories that he makes. And it's so good to have Lady Robzy joining us again. Do check her out on a TikTok. She's a cosplayer, as she's mentioned before, and I mean, she has a lucky streak. So hopefully, we'll win the lotto, and you guys will see us in Disneyland or Disney World sometime. From my side, man, I enjoyed this movie. This is one of the movies where you love every character. I don't think there's a character that you hate in this movie, even the villain.
Yeah.
All the villains, you like all of them.
Yeah.
Everybody stands out. Unlike for me, I feel like the Lion King is like a better version of the Jungle Book, because Bagheera and Baloo are Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that Bagheera was way too serious, but
yeah. And it's not as focused. It's not as focused.
Yes.
Lion King is a straight line. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's brilliant. But we will be doing more Disney movies in the future. Clearly, Lady Robzy has already suggested Aladdin, so that's what we'll be doing next. But yeah, from me, Mr. Extrodin, Lady Robzy, and Rob Sibeko, thank you guys for watching. Let us know your thoughts. Do you guys agree with our rating? Do you think maybe we should have given it a 10 out of 10? Let us know. Who was your favorite character? Do you think this one is better than the live action version? Do let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Cheers.
Peace.
Bye.